Heaven's California.
Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video, kind of a follow-up from yesterday's previous WrestleMania predictions. WrestleMania was last night, just finished watching it now. Watched a bit of it live, then watched a bit on the highlights. And gosh, there was some action-packed matches. Some of them let me down, some of them didn't. We're going to be having a look at some of the results and what went down. First match, obviously there was 3 matches on the pre-show. There was Neville and Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship, Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and there was Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin for the IC Championship. I predicted for the Cruiserweight Championship that Austin Aries was going to walk out champion. He didn't. Neville walked out champion. I missed the pre-show, so I can't really comment too much. I only saw a bit of the Battle Royal. That was all I saw. But I know Neville walked out champion there. The next match was I'm not sure if it was the next match or not, but there was the Battle Royal, and Big Show or Braun Strowman or Sami Zayn, 3 of the big names, didn't win. The winner was actually Mojo Rawley. I think he's NBA star. No, not NBA. NFL. One of his friends entered himself into it. Him and Jinder Mahal were the last 2. His friend helped him, went on to win that. Mojo Rawley did go on to win that bout. And I'd like to see where WWE are going to take this, actually. I don't know what they're going to do with him. And whether they're going to push him for a title or not, I don't know. Zack Ryder, obviously, his tag team partner, is injured. So it would be very interesting to see what they are going to do with him there. And then you had the last matchup on the pre-show, which was for the Intercontinental Championship, Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin. I said Baron Corbin was going to win this one. Don't quote me on that, I think I did. And Dean Ambrose actually hung on to the title, which was quite surprising, actually. It was actually, for WrestleMania, it was very surprising to see so many championships. It was a good balance between championships staying and championships leaving. But I didn't see the match. Apparently he just hung on, so I'm presuming it was a close one, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, then we move on to the actual show, and what was the first match? Okay, yeah, so the first match was Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. Obviously, AJ Styles won the match at WrestleMania. Shane McMahon gave him a match. I thought Shane McMahon was going to win this one. And the McMahons didn't actually do that well, and all their associates didn't do too well with results last night, which was very interesting for me, as I thought they would have had a big push here. But AJ Styles did go on to win. It was actually quite a fun match to watch. Shane McMahon, nearly 50 years old, tried to pull off a shooting star press, couldn't make it happen. AJ Styles went for the cover, got the win, and Shane McMahon did put him away beforehand, and he had to go for that extra bit. Would he have put him away before the shooting star press? I don't know, probably not. In reality, AJ Styles is one of the top superstars on SmackDown, so maybe they just wanted to make sure he was winning and he was kept happy, so he didn't request for a draft to Raw. I don't know. So the next matchup after that was Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. I predicted that I would like Chris Jericho to win, but I predicted Kevin Owens would win. Kevin Owens did win, probably for the same reason, being Chris Jericho actually is probably now going to leave. Will he come back? I don't know. I would presume so, otherwise they probably would have given him more of a send-off than he did. This is one of the matches that I actually watched live, not through the... Well, they were all watched live, but I watched the full match live. But some of them were on catch-up, some of them weren't. I actually stayed up to 1:40 in the morning, so I watched a good hour and 40 minutes of it when it was live, so being currently aired, then I had to catch up, obviously, after I went to bed. And Kevin Owens finished this one off with one of his signature, put away so many superstars. It was a close match. Really, did it live up to expectation? I wasn't expecting much from it. It was only a United States Championship match. First time United States Championship had changed hands since John Cena beat Rusev, I think, a couple of years ago for the United States Championship at WrestleMania. And Kevin Owens put Chris Jericho away with the pop-up powerbomb onto the apron, put him away. 1, 2, 3, simple as that. And I do think Kevin Owens will be getting more of a push up to next WrestleMania, but which is in New Orleans, if you didn't know. I think, if I'm getting that right, is in New Orleans. So we obviously are going to be not really counting down for that yet, probably in 2018. That's kind of the road to WrestleMania. Royal Rumble to WrestleMania is where most of the matches are decided. The next match then was the four-way match for the women's Raw Women's Championship. The victor actually being Bayley, which I was very surprised with. Maybe WWE value her more than I thought they originally did. The three women, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks and Bayley, teaming up on Nia Jax to get her eliminated first. Then Sasha Banks was out next, down to Charlotte and Bayley. Bayley gets the win on Charlotte and retains the championship. A little bit disappointing, really. I thought both Divas matches were a little bit short compared to what they were last year with obviously the triple threat for the newly designed Women's Championship. But overall, it wasn't a too bad result. I like Bayley. Maybe this will turn Sasha Banks into a heel. Will it mean Charlotte becomes a face? I don't know. What will this mean for Nia Jax? We'll have to find out on Raw, which will the highlights will be up tomorrow. Obviously, it's on tonight, but I'll be watching the highlights tomorrow. But I won't be reviewing that because there's no point. I think I'll just be reviewing the pay-per-views for WWE, really. Next match was the supposed triple threat ladder match. Big emphasis on triple threat. The three teams came into the ring: Sheamus and Cesaro, Enzo and Cass, and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. And I was like, right, we're going to get the match underway. And then the New Day came out, and I was like, oh, please don't tell me they're putting New Day in. They were like, it's now changed to a fatal four-way. And I was like, who the hell are they going to do? And then you hear the pop. The dum, 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 dum. I was like, oh my God, the Hardys are back. The Hardys are back. 7 years since the Hardys were in the WWE. They are now back. 7 years since the Hardys teamed up as a tag team in the WWE. I believe. I thought it was actually a little bit longer than that, but don't quote me on that either. And the Hardys did go on to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. How long are the Hardys going to stay in the WWE? I don't know. I'd love to see them actually stay here until their retirement. I mean, Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, I love them as a tag team, love them as singles competition. Will either of them get a push for singles competition? I don't know. Are they just going to come back as a tag team, dominate tag team competition? I don't know. It was a great match. Jeff Hardy doing his signature swanton bomb onto Cesaro through the ladder. He went on the 20-foot ladder, and his legs hit Sheamus as well. The other two tag teams were out. I don't like Gallows and Anderson. I don't mind Enzo and Cass. I don't like Enzo More. He's got no wrestling talent. I think Big Cass would be better in singles competition and could possibly make a very good champion. And Matt Hardy climbed the ladder, got the belts. Is it a little bit unfair that the Hardys won it? I don't think so. They're prestigious enough. They've got so much WWE history. They've travelled the world. They've won belts. They won the Tag Team Championships in TNA. They won it in Ring of Honor, I believe, as well. Just recently, or was that Lucha Underground? Not too sure. One of the two promotions. But how long they'll be staying, I don't know. It's great to see them back. They're happy to be back. I knew they were coming back. I knew they were talking about contracts. But no one expected them. There was no rumours about when they were coming back. Normally, big returns can be made special at WrestleMania, and I think this one was big enough to have a big celebration and a big congratulations to the Hardys for coming back to the WWE and making a statement that they're still the best tag team in the world. And the next match then, moving on, was the mixed tag team match between John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. John Cena and Nikki Bella picking up the win there. I forgot to mention with the last one, obviously, I did predict wrong. I didn't predict that the Hardys were going to come back. I thought Gallows and Anderson were going to retain. This match, I did predict correctly. John Cena and Nikki Bella did go on to win the match. Probably very signature how I thought they were going to do it, both coming in the ring and doing their moves in a synchrony. And then I also I didn't really predict this, I just read it online somewhere. If they did win, that he would propose to put Miz and Maurice in their place. And John Cena did propose to Nikki Bella. Congratulations to them. I don't know their whole relationship and stuff. I don't watch Total Bellas or Total Divas. But it was a kind of sucky match. I didn't really like it. I'm getting a bit bored of John Cena. He's been around so long. I think it's best if a couple of years' time, probably takes a break, go and record another movie or something, mate. Make way for some future stars, please. The next game then is probably next match was actually my favourite match of the night. It was Seth Rollins versus Triple H in the whatever it was called, the non whatever it's called, and so that if Seth Rollins was to get badly injured, he couldn't sue the WWE. Seth Rollins actually did pick up the injury. I didn't predict that at all. I thought Triple H was going to go in there and smash the living hell out of him. And he did. His knee was obviously the target. Triple H smashed the heck out of his knee. Seth Rollins did all he could. And he just about held on enough. Triple H had some momentum. He was probably going to go in for one of his trademark knees to the face. He nearly ran into his wife. Turned around. Seth Rollins kicked him with a bad knee. Ran into Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie McMahon went through the table. I was chuffed that. I hate Stephanie McMahon. Not a fan of Triple H at the moment either. He's turned heel. I want him to be a face CEO like he was before. Will that ever happen? I don't know. Triple H obviously raging. You could see it. His veins were popping. He was raging. He was going red in the face. Turns around. Seth Rollins kicking the sternum. 2 arms up. Pedigree. And takes the win. And interesting to see how that pans out, what goes on Raw later today. The next match then was for the WWE Championship, and it was between Bray Wyatt, the champion, versus Randy Orton. And this match, again, I predicted right. Randy Orton comes out of the WrestleMania, and I believe now he is either 13 or 14-time world champion, which is absolutely fantastic. Only 37, so probably has a good 5, maybe 10 years left in the tank. I don't know. Obviously, one of the youngest WWE champions to be crowned, and had so much hype around him. He goes and makes another secure. Bray Wyatt, we knew the match was going to be creepy, and every time he did his trademark, we went to the corner turnbuckle, and did that thing where he arcs his back in there. Looks at the opponent. There's all these weird pictures coming up and videos of like maggots and worms and bugs on the ring canvas, and I was like, ooh, that's a bit creepy. But Randy Orton did get the win, and I'm glad to see that. They need a good championship run, possibly AJ Styles, Randy Orton for SmackDown. Also, it'd be interesting to see, will Randy Orton be getting drafted in about June or July, I believe that is. I don't know. The next match then was one of the most highly anticipated matches of the year. The Clash of the Two Beasts again. Bill Goldberg, the champion, versus Brock Lesnar, the challenger. Brock Lesnar walks out Universal Champion, as I predicted. Obviously, because the main reason being Bill Goldberg isn't booked for any more pay-per-views. The title gets defended at pay-per-views. Hopefully this will mean Brock Lesnar comes back from being a jobber and doesn't just come back 3 or 4 months a year to try and challenge or beat someone up. And it was exactly what the match needed, really. I didn't want it dragging out too long, so I was like, I want to see 2 greats being smashed out the hell each other. But Bill Goldberg did get his ass officially whooped. Came into the match pretty strong, delivering a few spears. I think he delivered 2 or 3 spears. One of them being into the timekeeper's area through that barricade there. And then Brock Lesnar just dominated. He handed out Goldberg, I think it was 10 German suplexes. Goldberg hit him with a spear and a jackhammer, couldn't get the job done. Tried to go for another jackhammer, I believe, and Brock Lesnar just hit him with the F5. The match lasted, I've got a fact on the phone here, lasted 4 minutes 47. Get them out of the way. I don't want to see Goldberg back. It was great to see him back, but I don't want to see him coming back to try and challenge, make way for someone else, and should be good to see a few superstars versus Brock Lesnar again, possibly even Roman Reigns. Second to last matchup of the night then, it was the match for the open contest for the SmackDown's Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss going in champion, and Naomi walks out champion, as I predicted, in her hometown, Orlando, Florida. Great match. Again, it was a little bit disappointing. I thought it would have gone on a little bit longer, but the Undertaker Reigns match at the end did take quite a long time. And this match, again, was a little bit stupid. It was good to see James Ellsworth getting Bex-plexed. It was fast, it was high tempo, some good moves. I thought Mickie James might have walked out champion as well, but Naomi did take it, which was I thought it was a good move by the WWE, because Naomi didn't actually lose the title. She had to relinquish the title after, what was it? Was it the Royal Rumble? No, it was one of the SmackDown ones. I can't remember what it was. But she had to relinquish it after that. And then giving the title back to Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, I don't like her. I don't think she's championship material, but I think she's just not really a fan favourite. And I think they're actually trying to push a lot of fan favourites right now. So seeing as Randy Orton is a fan favourite, Naomi's a fan favourite. They got a few heel. They got Miz, who is, no. Dean Ambrose, will he be going back to a heel? I don't think so at the moment, not with his rivalry with Baron Corbin. Obviously, you got Jimmy and Jey Uso. They are currently heel. So there's a good proportion of heel to face champions on SmackDown at the moment. And it's good to see Naomi, who hasn't had a push in a long time, been part of the company for a long time, hasn't had a push. Good to see her getting a push there. And then it came down to the main event. The main event was previously, I think it was going to be Goldberg and Lesnar, which was a good idea not to move them back. Bring this on forward. This is one I was looking forward to. The Undertaker back at WrestleMania. Would it be his last time? We wouldn't know. And I thought Undertaker was going to take this one. But it doesn't look like it. It didn't look great for the guy. He kicked out of 3 or 4 different spears. Roman Reigns didn't know what to do. Roman Reigns, however, give credit to him. He put Undertaker through the announce table. He put him through... he kicked out of a chokeslam. He kicked out of a last ride. He kicked out of a tombstone. And then he just found the momentum on the ropes. Bounced off the rope once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Undertaker had taken an absolute beating. He looked really old, really bad. His body didn't look very good in shape at all. And he just got flattened with another spear. And that was it. And a lot of people saying now, I'm reading on this forum here, news.com.au, I don't know what that is, that's what I'm looking at the results on my phone here. As you can see, I keep looking down. And it was actually, obviously, Roman Reigns, probably his biggest result of his career. I think this could be the big push and drive he needs now, because he's beaten one of the best at WrestleMania, one of the best superstars Vince McMahon has ever created, The Undertaker. Been wrestling now for a long, long time. Is it going to be right if we don't see WrestleMania without The Undertaker now? We've seen him for, let's see, 25 years now, WrestleMania. I think this one is going to be his last. The end of the match, Roman Reigns walked off, obviously. When he was going for the spears, Roman Reigns actually, he didn't look like he wanted to finish him off, but he knows. Obviously, this is all scripted. They already know who's going to win. And The Undertaker was probably told, you've got to kick out so many, then you're going to just sit on the floor and do nothing. And which he did. He was on the floor doing nothing for a long time, about 3 or 4 minutes actually, on the canvas, in the middle of the canvas, middle of the ring apron, just lying there after Roman Reigns won. Roman Reigns walked off. Undertaker's music hits. He gets up, puts his hat, his gloves, he's still got his boxing gloves on, well, his boxing mitts, and his coat on, goes to exit the ring, goes back in the ring, and puts it all in the middle of the ring and walks out. Walks out, stands at the front of the stage, right outside the Titantron, and does the trademark. He's looking behind him, so like this. And all you do is the lightning clacks of fist up in the air and walks off. And I think that could actually mean The Undertaker maybe maybe even tomorrow, may announce his retirement. They haven't said anything, nothing's been leaked. but I don't see him coming back from that now. He looked old. His body literally gave out on him. He's trademark where he's on the floor and he sits up. He tried to do that twice. He just didn't have the energy compared to when, like a couple of years ago, ever since he cut the hair off originally and went to the, well, bald at one point with the kind of Mohican style hair. He didn't look very good in shape. He didn't look very good in shape after his second match with, since his second match with the Triple H, obviously, Hunter Holmes Helmsley. And yeah, it's going to be a sad moment to see if Undertaker does retire. Obviously, I've grown up watching Undertaker for most of my life, ever since I've watched the WWE. Every WrestleMania has had the Undertaker in it. Obviously, first one I ever really knew about was his one with Shawn Michaels. Then he had the 2 against Triple H, and then he went against, I believe it was CM Punk, maybe. I think it was CM Punk. Then he went up against Brock Lesnar and lost. Then he went up against Bray Wyatt, Shane McMahon last year, Roman Reigns this year. Roman Reigns pulling out the bag, getting a big win there. And this WrestleMania didn't disappoint me. Last year's was a little bit disappointing with the matches. There were some good matches this time. Great to see the Hardys back. That's what I'm most pumped about. Can't wait to see. Well, they're obviously going to be on Raw. They're going to be a Raw thing. Maybe they'll get drafted to SmackDown. I don't know. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. This is my perception on WrestleMania 33. If you did enjoy, remember to smash the like button and subscribe down below. Can't guarantee when you'll be watching this or the next one, because I'm going out later, so it has to be pretty quick upload. So this will probably be the first one out, so make sure you're coming back later for the Wickham Wanderers career mode. Hopefully we'll be finishing the season this time, or if not tomorrow. Make sure you look out for that. I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Hopefully you've had a good day, or have a good day, and goodbye.